Hey, what's up? We're back, and we're doing Operation Polar Storm once again. And it's lagging quite a bit right now, so hopefully we get through that. And if you can't already hear, in the background, we've got a lot of humming going on. A lot of, I don't know what's going on my computer. Please don't. Oh, goodbye, War Miner. We got a lot of humming going on my computer. I don't know what it is. It's creating this little noise. It's talking to me. So that's what it is. If you're seeing hearing a faint sound in the background, I apologize for that. That might be a little disturbing, a little annoying. But I honestly don't know what to do right now for it. I might have maybe like some viruses in it. I don't even know what it's doing. So hopefully that won't be so much of a problem. I'm trying to work on editing it out and doing certain stuff like that, but I don't have the most advanced computer, so hopefully I'll be getting something more high-tech a little bit later. So we're really rebuilding another one of those war miners. They really love bringing in those Harriers. Going for those war miners. This is pretty surgical, I gotta say. It's pretty good work. But overall, don't worry about Operation Polar Storm. If you're gonna worry about any mission in the Soviet campaign, you're gonna worry about Chrono Defense, Fox and the Hound, and stuff like that. Maybe in some cases Operation Desecration. That I've had that when I do my old strategy of basic turtling strategies and taking out the orange base before you go for the purple. They can trample you in some cases, so that can be a little bit difficult sometimes, but Polar Storm is such an easy final mission for almost any campaign in any of the Command & Conquer games, so don't worry about being overrun or anything. Just build up a good navy, some Kirovs, basic staples of Soviet domination. You won't have a problem at all. I find it where, you know, I try to make games a little bit harder than they are. It started out with me, I had beaten Red Alert 2 so many times, it kind of got dissatisfying. Didn't have the same feeling that it used to when I first started playing it. That's normal, but I loved it so much. I just want to keep creating that feeling from this game. Cause okay, that's kind of a little weird sounding, I know, but it was a great game. I really wanted to experience CNC at its best, so just kept playing it over and over. But then I finally decided, all right, why don't you try to get the part-times for every operation, and you can only go through the campaign once. If you don't get the part-time for that mission, you have to restart the whole campaign. So I did that a couple times, developed some of these new strategies, and that kind of evolved into wanting to make a walkthrough of it. So that's where I am now, and you know that's a really good way to keep experiencing the fun in the game. If you're a little bit feeling a little bit tired of it, sick of it, it can be with any game. I've had a number of games like that. I'm trying to think. I played like a couple Zelda games like that. You know, Zelda's great series. Mario, you know, stuff like that. And so, you know, I really recommend doing that, making the game a little bit more challenging and playing it in a certain way that's conducive to that. And it doesn't even have to be the way it was meant to be played. That's when you really know you found out everything in the game, is when you're playing it your own way and you can like develop your own story, so to speak, within the game. Alright, so more attack subs, that would be good. About 6 of them. Do a little scouting over here, take out the fleet, get some dreadnoughts, and the nuke's going to help out. It's just going to be an auxiliary thing lying around, so we can deal with some of the coastal defenses and clear out a little bit of the defenses up west by the chronosphere. I guess I'd disperse these guys a tad. Have the subs protect them a bit. Got to set a rally point up there. What am I doing? So you run out of funds pretty quickly as far as the renewable funds. I mean the non-renewable funds, such as gems and stuff, which would be really nice if they got churned back out by one of those oil rig things, if you will. But they don't, so we just gotta make do with what we got. And you know, if you're somewhat frugal with the money you have, you'll be able to you'll still be able to have a good amount of subs, Kirov's Dreadnoughts, and Nuke, so you can take out the base. That's all you need. I'd say start building about 10 Kirovs right now as well. So later on we'll have no problem getting into the chronosphere and getting in range. There's a good amount left, not too bad. And you can always go to the island and get more funds, but I tell you, you'll have a heck of a time even getting an ore refinery up in time with enough defenses. And when you go over there, you have to realize you're not going to have that much money because you're needing to expand to get more money. So that's already the problem. And so you're not going to have much in the bank to work with, and you kind of need something. You got to have a lot of revenue coming in, and you got to have a lot to start with. So you got to realize that it's pretty difficult getting onto the other island. If you want to make it a game a little bit harder, change things up a bit, I really recommend doing that because I did advocate that kind of strategy. But I tell you, it's pretty difficult. It's quite the challenge. So I just play it like this, and you'll easily get under par, and really make pretty quick work of Operation Polar Storm. And they sound like an air raid siren. They can only see one submarine, so I don't know if it's the deal with the Lusitania, like people flip out when it goes down or something. But air raid's not really necessary. Not really necessary. I have an army of 20 guys, and they got us on the air raid. What else do they got chilling down there? They got a couple destroyers. And Aegis cruisers, they have really good hit points, so don't be surprised. Don't be like, what's going on with my attack subs if they can't take it out so easily. Just because it's not really a great offensive unit doesn't mean it doesn't have really good defenses, which it does.
Unit promoted.
That's good to hear. Okay. Got 2 Kirovs going. Destroyer to deal with. One left. That guy's getting repaired. Just take out the naval yard. Go for the chicken before the egg, I guess. There you go, and they don't really rebuild it, so don't worry about finding the con yard or anything. You can if you want to. I believe it's pretty close, or relatively close to the shoreline, so you can. By all means, go ahead. And now we'll get some dreadnoughts up. I get about 8 because they have quite the Patriot missile array going on along the western edge of the shoreline, so it helps to have a good amount of them. And there are some Kirovs hiding up around here that you can rescue if you at all get in vantage point of them. I've actually done that before, but they didn't last very long because all of a sudden IFVs just started pouring out of the Allied base. So they pretty much, it was the Hindenburg all over again, except with 3 of them. And fake, of course, because it is a video game. Uh-oh, 1 Rocketeer. And if you really want to, you can build a psychic sensor. That's pretty good for this type of mission, considering that you're alone on your own island, and you don't really know, and they have so much space. You have so much space unexplored. It might help, but they don't have enough they don't really amass enough of attack to really worry about having a psychic sensor. And if you don't know what that does, a psychic sensor, whenever an enemy clicks on one of your buildings to attack it, it automatically shows you what it's going to attack and when. Or not when, but the line, of course, gets smaller and smaller when the unit gets closer and closer to its intended target. And the nuke is almost up. Got those dreads coming in. And now's the time you can start selling off some of your buildings. You might even want to sell off a con yard. You don't really need it anymore. So, if you need to, go ahead. And right before the nuclear missile is going to be... No, I'm probably not even going to launch the nuclear missile once I get it online. Alright, see you in a second. So, I'm just going to call a video here. And we'll be doing a little bit more attacking next time. I don't even know if we'll take out the chronosphere, but we'll see.